Anyway, I have been getting so obsessed with like talking and doing the cleanup that I kind of forgot to take a break. We're gonna do a little bit more because we're almost done with this one, right? We're almost done with this one. So I think it's like, oh, look at it, it's a little German cat. It's a little German kitty. But we're gonna take a little break. I think I might just go ahead and finish this. We might as well just go ahead and finish this. But yeah, I feel I'm so angry about that. Listen, I would never 100% like the Final Fantasy games, like the achievements on that. Like especially Final Fantasy IX. Do you know what Final Fantasy IX has an achievement for? The freaking Steiner special like weapon, which requires you to beat the game in like 12 or 10 hours or less. Which I think is easier to do now because you could just get like max levels from the very beginning. But oh my god. Oh my god, that was a thing. I don't even know if you can do max levels unless you like... I know max leveling is a thing where you could just start out with 99 levels and stuff, but I don't know if it's with the Steam version of it. But either way, you have to beat that game in a certain number of hours, and then at the very end of the game, you get Steiner's weapon. And that is such a pain. That is such a pain, and I hate it. And there's a bunch of other ones. Listen, my favorite game, and listen, I don't know if this is like, listen, you could technically grind this game, but I think part of the reason I love it so much is because you don't have to grind at all. Like, to beat the main storyline, you don't have to do any sort of grinding. It's super easy, especially if you're using the bow. But my favorite game is Legend of Mana. That's my favorite RPG, like, ever. And I want to play that eventually. But I kind of want to do, like, some of the more hard stuff first. I want to play, like, some of the harder RPGs. I kind of want to save that for, like, later on. Right? I want to save some of my favorite games for later on. But Legend of Mana is probably my favorite one of the games. And I will also never 100% the achievements on that because of the stupid crafting system. I hate the crafting system so much. Listen, I think I got on this rant like a long time ago. I'm almost certain I got on this rant a long time ago. But basically, the crafting system sucks, and it involves using a lot of cards, and using a whole bunch of items, and you have to do it in a very specific way in order to get the combinations to work right. And a lot of people say, oh, it's so easy. If it's so easy, how come I cannot get the weapons? How come there is not a single code for these weapons? Because you're supposed to get like a level, I think it's like 999 item in order to unlock no future mode, and that's how you get the achievement, is by unlocking no future mode. And yet I don't see any, and let me rephrase this, I don't see any North American versions of the code. I never see any North American versions of the code. I never see any, like, I can see like level 500 hammers and stuff like that, but I don't see anything about like codes for that game to like make that weapon easy so you can get no future mode. Maybe it's not level 999 for that achievement, but you have to get really freaking high for that achievement. And everybody, and I see so many people being like, oh, it's so easy. It's so easy to use the crafting system. I hate that fucking thing. I hate that thing. I literally beat this game just using weapons that are in the store. I don't use the blacksmith. I use the robots more than anything. And I don't even use the robots. It's more just for fun. And because I like being a little goofball, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Anyway, sorry, I went on a rant there. I got mad just thinking about it. Listen, there are a few games that set me off into a rant, and like the crafting system in Legend of Mana is one of I think it's the only achievement that no, I think there are a few achievements I'm missing because I missed one of the storylines. Yeah, I missed one of Dana's storylines in my last playthrough, and I just haven't played it again since. Oh, we're at 100%. Wait, how are we at 100% when I'm still watering things? How are we at 100% when I'm still watering things? I'm a little confused. You know what? I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. So I think this is the last one, yes. And then we... You know what? I guess we do the restore the stages of nature first. Oh my god, there's sheep! Oh, it's green now. Listen. God, I thought that was a body for a minute. Listen, do you see that? You see what I'm seeing, right? It's like an arm and a leg. It's like a guy in a business suit. I'm sorry. I have mental issues, okay? I see things that don't exist. Anyway, listen. Just ignore me. Ignore the body that I just sucked up. I'm gonna make... I'm fine. Happy New Year's. Anyway. Why did it spawn in like that? Why did it spawn in like that? I'm petting the sheep. Hang on, can I pet this? I can only pet one sheep at a time. That's unfair. I've got two hands. Hang on. Pat. I can only do one. It's not fair. Okay, we're gonna do final stage. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna... Where's the rails? Oh, yes. Okay, I remember. Right there. Well, since I'm waiting on that... Let's get a backpack upgrade. There we go. Nature is restored. Thank you for your help. Okay. You know, I think I said the ice place is next. I was being sarcastic. Listen, I said the ice place is next in the other one. We haven't finished. Oh, okay. The Alps is the goat place. Dear friend, they've polluted the whole area, blocked our geysers, and trapped the whales. These problems becoming really overwhelming. Really? Really a pun at this kind of situation? Please help us in restoring this area to its former glory. We hope that everything will be... I don't want to help you right now. I don't want to help you. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going to take a break. I will be right back. Let me see my key. I'm going to have to change, like, the buttons I use, but for right now, I'll be right back. Hello? Hello? Okay, I'm back. I had to look at my... Listen, I might do the F keys. Like F1 and F7. I'll have to figure out which keys are, like, safe to use. But, yes. Oh no, it's a sad little whale. Wait. I see a boat. Can I guess I can't use the boat. Did I use the boat to get here? Ah, well. I'm just gonna go over here, start cleaning up. I'm gonna be leaving a little bit earlier, so my plan is... I'm just getting a piece of hard candy, because, again, I think I went too long. Listen, it seems like about the 5 or 6 hour mark is when I start hurting my throat, and I'd like to spend this year trying to train it up so I could do longer sessions. But I'm needing the hard candy again today. Like, I don't always need it, but when I hurt my voice, I needed a bit more. But I want to train it up a bit more this year. But yes, we're gonna clean this up. We're gonna save the whales, and I don't know how long. I'm thinking about like 1:30. It's 11:36 now, so we got like about 2 hours left. I don't know if I'm gonna take a break at 12:30 or if I'm just gonna try and like run through it. Honestly, I should probably try and take a break around like 12:30. Because if it's already hurting, I probably need to take that break. But I've been excited. I've been excited. I've been enjoying talking to you about like stuff and things and everything. And I mentioned that I'm going to be doing a lot of experimenting when it comes to stuff this month. Again, I started a new schedule. So I am here Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And so Sunday is probably going to be the weirdest of the bunch because there's going to be some days where I stream on 10 a.m. those Sunday mornings, and then other days it'll be more like 5 o'clock that evening. And I do struggle with insomnia. I struggle with insomnia. So there are days where I just can't sleep. I don't know why, but it usually always affects me like at the end of a week. So like Thursday or Friday is usually when the insomnia hits me the worst. So I usually have to pop like a melatonin or something for like a day or two and stuff. So usually Saturday I just let myself sleep in, but that usually just makes it worse. That usually just makes it worse for Sunday. So like I think it might get to a point where I just like say, you know what, we're gonna have Sundays as like night streams. But it also means that we might have to change up other schedules. I'm not entirely sure yet. Oh, okay, we've already watered that one. I don't know why I was watering still. I was just getting into the flow, I guess. But I'm going to be experimenting with the schedule a lot and just trying out different things. So like tomorrow we'll probably be playing a different game. I'm thinking Lotto Knots. Listen, I know this is all about like cleanup and stuff, but like I was trying to think of things that were like more associated with like New Year's and stuff like that, and I wanted smaller games. And I figured like cleaning up and like changing things around. Is this safe to suck up? This counts as water. It counts as water. I wouldn't use that water on anything though, but I guess it works. I guess. I don't know. It added like water. Anyway, I feel like I'm gonna have better options next month because Valentine's Day there's a whole bunch of like dating simulators. Listen, I'm gonna be playing Kitty Powers definitely. I don't know what else. Like I feel like this almost should be like a, well, I mean not right now because this season, but like I feel like spring cleaning or something like that would be more appropriate for this. But I feel like New Year's resolutions and stuff is all about like doing a fresh start and like cleaning up and changing yourself or like changing like the world around you, like cleaning up and stuff like that. It's not necessarily about like changing you per se, but changing like your perspective and changing your lifestyles and changing things in your life that you aren't really happy with. Some people, it's just cleaning up. Like I feel like like it's going to be easier to pick out certain holidays than others. Listen, I have no idea what I'm going to do for Halloween. I feel like those are going to be like the hardest ones for me because I don't like spooky games. That and maybe like maybe Christmas time. I feel like because I don't have very many Christmas themed stuff, but I did have Little Inferno last year, so that did help. I'll be playing Little Inferno and doing the proper like main game next year, this year I guess. But I don't really celebrate the I don't really celebrate that holiday. But I feel like I'm gonna have more struggles during the days where there's no holidays. So I think tonight, well no, I can't really do it tonight. But when I got free time, I'm gonna plan out ahead and see like what I want to do. Like and it's, hey, I remember you. I remember you. You're from the other game. Why are you glowing? Why are you giving out a ding? Does that mean the pigs are in here too? The mean pigs? Because the mean pigs are in here. They're in no place like home. They do the brother, may I have some oats meme. Wait. Really? Really? You giving me one that doesn't need to be watered? I don't care. I mean, I do care, but like, I know I'm gonna run back to this and be like, why didn't I water it? And then I'm gonna try and water it again. There we go. You know what? That other one probably did need to be watered, and it just wouldn't actually let me water it. Okay, so some of you are having issues with, like, placement. Of, like, where I put... You know what? This was a thing, too, in the other game. I saw you shake. There we go. I knew it worked. Because I saw you shake. I bet the other tree's the same way. There's like a specific spot I have to water. I don't really appreciate this. Okay. Well, we'll get it sorted. I mean, at least it's very easy to get like fresh water in this area. So even they knew. Hang on, I saw it shake. Aha, so you do shake. Listen, I knew there'd be bugs in this. No Place Like Home has a lot of bugs too. I still love the game. Just because it has bugs doesn't mean I don't enjoy the experience. But I'm also well aware that the bugs can be annoying. Okay. Go. At least with this game, you don't have to fight off enemies. You can just enjoy the peaceful cleaning experience. I don't think necessarily a lot of my things are going to be like centered around a specific holiday. Like I'd rather just be focused around a central theme of like something, if that makes sense. Like I mean, like next week will next month will probably be like around dating simulators, but not necessarily around like. Well, I mean, I guess it is Valentine's Day themed because it is dating simulators, but maybe more about like relationships and the complications about that and stuff. So like it's associated with it and stuff like that, and then the New Year's resolutions thing here, right? And about starting fresh or like trying to change things. for yourself and like other people, or like the world here, right? That sort of vibe. You know what? We could do Halloween as like a creativity thing instead of like a spooky, because like a lot of horror and stuff is like creativity vibes. I mean, you could say the same thing about Christmas. Christmas could be about charity and stuff like that too, though. I don't know how you could incorporate that in the game. Listen, am I thinking of this the same way I'm thinking of like mental health and stuff like that? Kinda. Kinda. Like I have talked about how I want to like incorporate talks about like mental health discussion. Listen, again, I'm not a professional, but I do like talking about mental health because it was like the field that I wanted to go into. So like I like talking about it and talking about like my own struggles and talking about like what I've seen and what I've experienced because of it. I don't necessarily think I am skilled at talking in general right now, but I feel like the more I talk about it, the better I'll be at it. I've recently started reading again, too. It's not a lot of reading, but I'm trying to get back into reading because I've realized that I enjoy the act of learning. So I've been reading. I've got a bunch of books recently, and a lot of it's very self-helpy and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people don't really care for that sort of stuff, but it's really kind of helped me get like a bit of perspective on certain things in my life. And it's and it's not necessarily just my life. It's kind of helped me like see like other people's perspectives too. And I do like being able to see other people's perspectives and stuff like that too. I think it's very useful to do that. Listen, I've been able to see a lot of perspectives in recent years, and I feel like that's super helpful. And I want to learn more by like hanging out with other people and just chatting with them and like sharing experiences. I think the best thing that you can do in life is to meet other people and share experiences. Not necessarily all good or bad, just like a little mixture of everything. I think the more that you can share with people, the better you're going to grow as a person. But it has become a thing where I just want to grow. And I just want to learn more. And listen, I've always been really big into learning. But somewhere around like the end of high school and in college, I just kind of got burned out on learning. But I have recently gotten back into wanting to learn again. I have really gotten back into wanting to learn again. And so I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to motivate myself to read more. The book I'm reading now is like... Well, I can't actually look it up right now because I can't get off the screen. I can't get off the screen for this game. But it's a book about explaining the theories of learning and how, like, you can learn how to retrieve and gain better information. And I've only read like a couple of chapters so far. I only started it recently. But it's definitely opened my viewpoint. Listen, I also was an educator at a certain point. At a certain point, I was like an education major, so like, it's not only helping me like personally, but it was also kind of like expanding my viewpoint as somebody that once wanted to be a teacher, or was attempting to be a teacher. And I realized just like how like messed up the school system is through it. And like, listen, I already knew. But like a lot of the things that they teach you for like learning and stuff like that is like honestly not useful at all. Like the testing is actually very useful, but the way they implement it is actually not that good. And the whole learning styles of like, oh, some people are auditory, some people are visual learners, etc., that actually doesn't have that much to do with it. That actually doesn't have anything. Like, it can be sorta useful, but not to the degree that it actually has like a big enough impact to matter. Does that make sense? It doesn't have that big of an impact. And that was really interesting to learn, because I remember like in elementary and school and stuff like that, they would talk about like the learning styles. I don't know if they actually force like the learning styles as much now that I'm not in school anymore. They might not push those. So maybe it was just more that I was in the age when they were really experimenting with that. But I remember learning styles being such a big thing when I was younger. It's actually better to like even rereading is not necessarily that good. Like rereading can be helpful, but it's more about like self-quizzing and self-retrieval. At least the parts that I'm reading in the book right now. It's still a very long book, so there's probably a few more things that I'm missing out. But like self-quizzing, and it is specifically quizzing, not tests. Things that are like less like going to cause issues over the time. Not like big like this is going to be like 10% of your final grade, you know? Like quizzes that like give you points, sure, but they aren't as extreme. And they actually recommended more quizzes as opposed to like big tests. So it's been fascinating. It's been fascinating to read. And instead of reading it, actually practicing this stuff, which I feel, I'm sure they're gonna explain a little bit. I'm sure there's probably some explanation for stuff that's like more like verbally learned, like languages and stuff like that. But maybe like speaking it out loud is a little bit more helpful. And then of course quizzing on it, but like I don't really have a quiz for like every single like fictional book. You know, I mean, I guess I did when I was younger. I could do the quizzes on there. I guess that's why they did those like little quizzes. When I was in school, do they still do that? Do they still do like the little quizzes? Like, oh, if you read this book, you can take a quiz on it and you can earn points. The better you do with the quizzes, the more points you earn, and you can get like, I don't know, I don't even remember if you got stuff from it. But you can get achievements and stuff. Why did all my information and stuff disappear? What happened to my sidebars and stuff? You know what? It's better off that we don't know. It's better off that we don't know.